1. Overview of SAP SD. Overview on SAP SD. 1. What SAP SD really is beyond the textbook definition. SAP SD, Sales and Distribution, is often misunderstood as just the module where we type orders. This is a junior-level view. In real projects, SAP SD is the commercial nerve center of an enterprise. 1. It is the engine that governs how revenue is generated, controlled, priced, delivered, billed, and accounted for. It is the digital representation of a company's market strategy. At its core, SAP SD forces a business to answer 5 fundamental questions with absolute precision. 1. Who is the customer? Is it a sold to, a payer, or just a ship to? What is their creditworthiness? 2. What are we selling? Is it a tangible good, a service, a warranty, or a digital license? 3. How is the product delivered? Which plant? Which shipping point? Which route? 4. When does ownership transfer? Incoterms determine if risk transfers at our dock or their door. 5. Where does the financial impact flow? Which G or L account captures the revenue? Which profit center gets the credit? Senior insight, greater than everything else in SAP SD, every table, every transaction, every configuration node exists solely to enforce these answers systematically, consistently, and auditably. 2. SAP SD as a process-oriented module. SAP SD is process-driven, not transaction-driven. Most beginners memorize transactions. VA01, create order, VL01N, create delivery, VF01, create billing. This is happy path thinking. In reality, SD is about process orchestration. It manages complex value chains, order to cash, O2C, the standard cycle, quote to order, managing the conversion of opportunities. 2. Returns management, the complex reverse logistics flow. Consignment process, managing stock at a customer site before billing. 3. Intercompany sales, selling between 2 legal entities within the same group. 4. Transactions are merely execution points inside a much larger flow. If you understand SD only at the transaction level, you will fail when a client asks, how do we handle a partial return of a third-party dropship order? That is a process question, not a T-code question. 3. SAP SD position in SAP landscape. SAP SD sits at the intersection of 4 major domains. It is the front office that feeds the back office. Domain interaction critical integration points. SAP MM, materials availability and sourcing. SD checks MM stock, ATP. SD triggers MM purchase requisitions. Third party. Delivery reduces MM inventory. SAP FI, finance, revenue, and tax billing creates FI journal entries. Tax codes trigger VAT reporting. Credit checks query FI data. SAP CO, controlling profitability. SD, posts values to profitability analysis, Colorado PA, to show real margin after discounts or costs. SAP PP, production, demand planning, sales orders, act as demand for production planning, MRP. No order equals no production. Real project reality. 70% of SD issues are actually integration issues. Example, I can't bill is often because the G or L account is blocked in FI. Only 30% are pure SD configuration mistakes. A good SD consultant understands the downstream impact of their work. 4. Why SAP SD is business critical. From a C-level business perspective, SAP SD is the guardian of the bottom line. It controls revenue leakage prevention, ensuring we don't accidentally give free shipping or double discounts. Pricing discipline, stopping sales reps from selling below cost without approval. Credit risk, stopping delivery to a bankrupt customer before the truck leaves. 5. Legal compliance, ensuring the invoice meets the tax laws of the destination country. The risk, wrong price equals direct revenue loss. Wrong tax equals legal penalties or audits. Wrong delivery equals customer churn. 6. That's why SD consultants are closely watched during implementations. You are touching the money. 5. The conceptual pillars of SAP SD. SAP SD is built on 5 conceptual pillars. If one is weak, the system collapses. 1. Organizational structure. Defines who sells, where, and under what legal entity. Key elements: sales organization, distribution channel, division, plant, shipping point. 7. Rule: these are not optional. Every single transaction must belong to a specific org structure. 2. Master data defines the actors, customers, and the props. Materials: key elements: customer master, material master, pricing conditions, customer material info records, CMIR. Senior note: master data errors cause 80% of production support tickets. 3. Sales documents defines the rules of engagement. Key elements: inquiry, quote, order, contract, delivery, invoice. 8. Control: each document type controls what is mandatory, what is copied, and how the system behaves. 9. 4. Pricing and conditions defines commercial intelligence. Pricing is the brain of SD. It handles base price, discounts, surcharges, freight, taxes, rebates, and intercompany markups. It uses the condition technique, the most powerful engine in SAP ERP 5. Integration and accounting defines financial truth. SD never posts directly to profit. It uses account determination to find the right G or L account. If SD says $100 revenue, FI must reflect $100 revenue. 6. SAP SD is configuration plus behavior control. SAP SD does not think dynamically like a human. It follows a rigid set of pre-configured logical paths called determinations. The system asks: 1. Pricing determination: what price list do I use? 2. Partner determination: who is paying for this? 3. Account determination: which G or L account gets the money? 4. Route determination: how does the truck get there? 5. Output determination: do I send an email or print a PDF? Senior insight greater than being an expert means knowing exactly where these determinations are configured and what data triggers them. This makes SD predictable, auditable, and scalable. 7. SAP SD in real projects versus training systems. In training systems, IDEES, one company code 1000. Clean, perfect data. Standard pricing, PR00. Happy path scenarios. In real projects, multiple company codes. Selling across borders with complex tax implications. Legacy data, dirty customer data, migrated from a 20-year-old mainframe. Political business rules. Sales manager Bob gets a special discount logic that breaks standard rules. Z processes, custom ABAP programs. Because standard SAP didn't fit the weird business model. Your notes are meant for real projects, where things are messy and complex. 8. Types of SAP SD projects. You will need to adapt your mindset based on the project type. Greenfield implementation. You are the architect. You design the org structure from scratch. Requires deep blueprinting skills. Rollout. You are the enforcer. You take a global template, example, US design, and deploy it to a new country, example, Brazil. Adapting only what is legally required. Support. You are the firefighter. The truck is stuck at the gate. Fix it now. Requires deep debugging skills. Upgrade or migration. S or 4 HANA. You are the translator. Moving from ECC to S or 4 HANA. Handling data model changes. Example. Business partners. 9. Role of an SAP SD consultant. An SAP SD consultant is a translator. 10. Input. We need to sell widgets to France but build them in Switzerland. Business language. Process. Map to sales org. Intercompany billing, and Incoterms. SAP logic. Output. Configure the system, test the flow, and explain it back to the business. You must defend your configuration during audits. You aren't just clicking buttons. You are building a legal framework. 10. Why the skeleton is powerful. Your 28-section skeleton mirrors how SD actually exists in SAP. 1. Org structure. The skeleton. 2. Master data. The muscle. 3. Transaction processing. The movement. 4. Pricing. The brain. 5. Integration. The nervous system. This is exactly how senior SD consultants think. They don't jump to billing before they understand org structure. 11. How you should use these notes. Once all 28 sections are complete, use them in 3 modes. 1. Slow reading for deep understanding of the why. 2. Fast scanning before an interview to refresh terminology. 3. Problem mapping. When you have a production issue, find the relevant section to diagnose the root cause. Never memorize transaction codes. Understand the relationships between data. 12. Final perspective. SAP SD is not about selling products. It is about selling correctly, legally, profitably, and repeatably. If SD is designed well, the business scales effortlessly. If SD is designed poorly, chaos looks like automation. Errors happen faster. This section is your foundation. Everything else builds on it.